Leadership in nursing is no longer defined by titles, seniority, or the number of years spent on the floor. It is defined by influence, by clarity, by the courage to speak up when silence is easier, by the ability to guide others through uncertainty with steadiness and purpose. This audiobook is designed for the nurse who feels the pull towards something more, the nurse who wants to shape care, elevate teams, and lead with integrity. Whether you are a new graduate or a seasoned clinician, leadership is a skill you can learn, refine, and embody. In the chapters ahead, you will explore the mindset, behaviors, and strategies that define exceptional nurse leaders. You will hear stories from real clinical scenarios, learn practical tools you can apply immediately, and reflect on the leader you are becoming. Your journey begins now. Chapter 1: Leadership begins before the title. Leadership starts long before you are called charge nurse, supervisor, or manager. It begins the moment you decide to take responsibility for the environment around you. A nurse becomes a leader when they step forward instead of waiting, offer solutions instead of complaints, support colleagues instead of competing with them, advocate for patients even when it's uncomfortable. Story: on a busy night shift, a new nurse named Maya noticed a patient declining. The provider was overwhelmed, the charge nurse was tied up, and the unit was short-staffed. Instead of waiting, Maya gathered the data, called the provider again, and calmly explained the changes. Her initiative led to rapid intervention, and saved the patient's life. Maya didn't have a title, but she had leadership. Leadership is a choice, and every shift gives you the chance to choose it. Chapter 2: Emotional intelligence, the foundation of leadership. Technical skill makes you competent. Emotional intelligence makes you a leader. Great nurse leaders understand their own emotions, the emotions of others, how to respond instead of react, how to stay grounded under pressure. Self-awareness is the first step. Ask yourself, what triggers me? How do I behave under stress? How do others experience me? Self-regulation is the second step. Leaders don't suppress emotions, they manage them. Empathy is the third step. It is the ability to understand what someone else is feeling without absorbing it as your own. When emotional intelligence grows, your influence expands. Chapter 3: Clinical credibility, the trust you earn. People follow leaders they trust. And in nursing, trust is built on clinical credibility. Credibility comes from mastering your specialty, staying current with evidence-based practice, asking questions instead of pretending to know, owning mistakes and learning from them. Story: a nurse educator once said, "Your team doesn't need you to know everything. They need you to be honest, curious, and committed to learning." Credibility is not perfection, it is consistency. Chapter 4: Communication that builds teams. Leadership lives or dies in communication. Great nurse leaders communicate with clarity, calmness, purpose, respect. They know how to give feedback without shaming, delegate without micromanaging, listen without interrupting, speak up without aggression. The 3-second rule: before responding, pause for 3 seconds. This simple act transforms reactions into thoughtful leadership. Chapter 5: Vision, seeing beyond the shift. Leaders see what others don't, not because they are smarter, but because they look further. Vision is the ability to imagine a better future, the courage to challenge the status quo, the willingness to take the first step. You don't need a grand plan. You need a direction. Ask yourself, what do I want this unit to feel like? What kind of nurse do I want to be? What impact do I want to leave? Vision gives your leadership purpose. Chapter 6: Resilience, leading through hard moments. Nursing is demanding. Leadership is demanding. Combining the two requires resilience. Resilience is not toughness. It is recovery. It is the ability to stay steady during chaos, bounce back after setbacks, learn from challenges, protect your energy. Story: a charge nurse once said, "I don't stay calm because the situation is easy. I stay calm because my team needs me to." Resilience is a leadership skill, and it can be built. Chapter 7: Building trust and psychological safety. A team cannot function without trust. A unit cannot grow without psychological safety. Psychological safety means people feel safe speaking up. Mistakes are treated as learning opportunities. Feedback is welcomed, not feared. Everyone feels valued. Leaders create safety through consistency, transparency, fairness, humility. When trust grows, performance follows. Chapter 8: Leading people, not tasks. Tasks matter, but people matter more. Great nurse leaders understand motivation, Burnout. Team dynamics. Individual strengths. They coach instead of command. They inspire instead of intimidate. They support instead of control. Leadership is not about managing tasks. It is about elevating people. Chapter 9. Decision-making under pressure. Nurses make hundreds of decisions every shift. Leaders make decisions that affect entire teams. Effective decision-making requires clarity, courage, data, intuition, accountability. A wrong decision is rarely as damaging as indecision. Leaders decide, and then adjust as needed. Chapter 10. Becoming the leader others aspire to be. Leadership is not a destination. It is a practice. You become the leader others admire by staying humble, staying curious, staying compassionate, staying committed to growth. Your influence will extend far beyond your shift. Your leadership will shape careers, teams, and patient outcomes. You are not just leading nurses. You are shaping the future of healthcare. Your leadership journey starts now. You don't need permission to lead. You don't need a title to lead. You don't need perfection to lead. You need intention. You need courage. You need heart. The world of nursing needs leaders like you, steady, compassionate, and unafraid to make things better. Your journey begins today, and every shift is a new opportunity to lead.